All right, guys and gals, welcome on back. Quick little recap here on the Judge and Ohtani spots from our 2024 Topps Chrome 50 case player break. Just a quick kind of comparison. Again, these are not in any way set in stone as far as who the MVPs are, but the presumptive front runners at this point. So we're going to take a hypothetical look at how each spot played back. Most of the base spots were pretty consistent with their numbers, and we'll go over how each of these look. Let's do a quick comparison side by side on how these looked here real quickly. On the Judge spot, 65 base cards times $20 a piece, that's $1,300. 16 refractors and prisms. We'll break it down here how many of each in just a sec. So 16 refractor and prism combined at $40 a piece, that's $640. And then the color total on Judge color was $300, and we'll get into those in just a second. Total buyback value was $2,240 on the Judge spot. On the Ohtani spot, 64 base, $1,280. 17 refractors and prisms times 40 there, that's $680. And then color was $500 on the breakdown on the color refractors. Ohtani had some nice color with a gold and a blue wave among others here. We'll break them down individually. So you can see there the buyback value was consistent within 10% of each other there. 2240 versus 2460. Now let's break it down what they pulled and what they pulled outside of the buybacks, and more importantly what each spot costs and how that looks here. So let's break it down real quick. Let's go with the Ohtani spot. Buyback value of $2,460 based upon these numbers. We got there by getting, again, the 64 base. We did have a nice gold wave, so that's a $200 parallel as well. On the $200 parallel here for the blue wave to 75, so that's $400. And then Shohei also got a $100 credit here on the purple speckle out of $299, so $500 on the Ohtani on the color. Let's take a look on the Judge spot. Judge spot had three $100 parallels. On the color had the purple speckle to $299. On the $100 purple refractor to $250, and $100 credit MVP buyback credit on the magenta speckle to $350. Let's take a look at the prism and refractor count. Shohei had a total of 13 refractors, and four prism refractors on Shohei. So that's a total of 17 those all qualify at $40 a piece, along with any pink refractors out of the blasters, Spear refractors, Ray Wave refractors, I believe are on those left this year as well. Let's take a look at the Judge spot. Judge had a combination of five prisms, and 11 refractors, total of 16. So 17 for Ohtani, 16 for Judge in that department, and again, those are $40 a piece on those. Let's break it down even further. So that's the main value. So that's what they paid. That's what they got back on the MVP buybacks. Now, what do they get outside of that? That's also important to look at. Judge had a nice expose refractor. To 10, 2 out of 10. Super tough pull on these. 7 out of 10 on that one. And also on the ultraviolet green refractor short print, 69 out of 99. Beyond that, a ton of inserts on both sides for both players. So not too much outside of the buybacks on the Judge spot, but let's take a look. Judge spot cost $2,651. So you couple that with the 22, what have I put my numbers at? They're there. Sorry about that. Couple that. $26.51 cost, $22.40 with the hits and the extra inserts. The Judge spot is closer to covering than the Ohtani spot, because let's look at the Ohtani spot. Ohtani spot costs $4,156 in this break, or thereabouts, about $80 a case. So with the buyback value at $24.60, the Ohtani spot also put up ultraviolet short print and 2 variation refractors, which is nice, solid hits. But you couple that with the buybacks and all the inserts, all those inserts on Ohtani are going to have a little bit of weighted value, but I don't think that gets back too close to covering. So Judge spot in a much healthier position on the buyback spot here in that $2,600 range. over the Ohtani spot at 41.50. Again, that's all dependent on what they hit and how they hit it here. So thereabouts, you guys can see, should be pretty consistent. I think if we'll take a look at this again next week after the next week's 50 caser, but each guy averaged for 50 cases, each guy averaged about close to $50 a case on Ohtani and about $45 a case on Judge. So you want to factor that in. That's a pretty consistent rate on the buyback value of about $45 to $50 per case on each guy. Obviously, if they hit something huge, that's, that could bump it up a little bit more. Maybe you're willing to risk a little bit more, but I think that's the safe value to be buying those spots at that value. Now again, Judge actually just got injured today, so again, none of this is set in stone. It's all hypothetical, and the way Gunnar Henderson's going, and Juan Soto could be going if Judge is out for an extended time, things can change rather quickly here. So this is a rather interesting promotion with the MVP buyback. So stay tuned, but for now, we'll keep track of this and see how it goes. Big thanks to everybody for hanging and joining as always. Do have a great rest of your weekend. Be on the lookout. The next 50 case player break auctions end Sunday on eBay, and you guys should start seeing these packages for the first 50 case are starting to ship Monday and Tuesday for you. All right, until next time, do